Hi everybody, we are back again to do the second part of our percent boxes problems. So this is number 5 and we are looking at a math test. You're taking a math test and you get 32 problems or 80% of the test correct. How many problems are on the test? Well, let's draw a percent box. 0 to 100%. And we know that we got 32 problems or 80% correct. 32. How many problems are on the test? So we do not know. That's our question right here. How many problems are on the test? So we want to look here at what we know and figure out to what we don't know. So we want to figure out what our greatest common factor is between 80 and 100. And a factor would be 20. So we want to get to 20%, so that means we need to divide by 4 to get to 20%. And if we divide by 4 up here, we will get 32 divided by 4 is 8. So 20% of the questions, 8 of them is 20%. So we want to know what the whole test would be. Well, now we got to go down here from 20% and go to 100%. So I think 20% times what gives me 100? Well, 2 times 5 is 10, and 20 times 5 is 100. So 8 times 5 is 40. There are 40 questions on the test. Okay, so that is number 5. So what we did again, we started with 80%. We knew that was 32 questions on the test. We divided by 4 up at the top and down at the bottom. We got 8 questions, which was 20%, and now we got to get to 100%. 20 times 5 is 100, 8 times 5 is 40. Okay, next question will be, I have some challenging things to do here. Let's see if I can move this down a little bit. Maybe, maybe not. All right, well, let's look at number 6. Let me see if I can make this smaller. Maybe, maybe not. Let me see if I can make it bigger here and then smaller other places. Maybe. Let's see if I can bring it down now. No, I don't know how to do that. Maybe if I make it bigger and then bring that down, will it work? Yes, that's what I need to do. Okay, learning something new all the time. All right, number 6. Let's look at number 6. Your best friend takes the math test with 40 problems. Your friend solves 75% of the problems correctly. How many problems did your friend get correct? Let's draw that percent box again. 0 to 100%. And 0, and the math test is 40 problems. That's all of the problems. Your friend gets 75%. 75% of the problems correct. How many problems did your friend get correct? So we have no idea, but we want to find out what 75% would be. So what we're going to do is we're going to think about a greatest common factor of 75 and 100, and they both divide by 25, and that would be, let's go from what we know to what we don't know. So if we divide by, if we try to get to 25%, then we have to divide by 4. So 40 divided by 4 is 10. So 25% is 10 problems. So now what I want to do is I want to take that 25% and try to get to 75%. Now, a lot of time with the 25 and 75, think about money and how much money that is. 25 cents to 75 cents. Well, that's 3/4. So 25 times 3 will give you 75. 10 times 3 will give you 30. And 30 is how many questions that your friend gets right on the test. 30 questions right on the test. Okay? So that is number 6. Started with what we know, 100% or all 40 questions. We divided by 4 to get to 25%. 40 divided by 4 is 10. And then we multiplied by 3 to get to and 10 times 3 is 30. All right, number 7, right here still. Another friend gets 36 out of 40 problems correct. What percent did your friend get correct? Let's draw another percent box, like a double number line, 0 to 100%, and 0 here. And the friend gets 36 out of 40. So 36, and we know the total is 40 questions on the test. What percent did your friend get correct? So we're trying to figure out what the percent would be right in that block. All right, so let's go with what we know. Here's what we know to what we don't know. Let's try to find a common denominator of 40 and 36. Well, how about 4? Let's divide by 4. Okay, so let's start with what we know. 40 divided by 4 is 10, and 100 divided by 4 is, not times 4, sorry, divided by 4 is 25%. Okay, and then I want to try to get from 10 to 36. That doesn't really work too well either. Let's see, what else do they have in common that I could divide by? Let's see, 40 and 36. We said 4. We want to get to 4, so we could divide by 10 maybe? Or, you know, what we can always do is try to find out what 1% would be. So let's always do, if we don't know, we get caught like this, let's see what we can do here. We can divide, I'm going to make a new box just so you can see. 0 to 100. We know that the whole test was 40, and we know our friend got 36, and we're still trying to find out what that is. Well, let's say, I don't know, let's divide by 100 and it will get 1%. We can always go to 1%. So divide by 100, 40 divided by 100 means we need to move that decimal 2 places to the left. So we have 4 tenths, 0.4, 4 tenths. And then I want to multiply 4 tenths by something to get to 36. So let's see, what do we have to multiply by? So multiply by 9, I'll get 3.6, but if I multiply by 90, then I'll get 36, right? So let me just double check if that's right. 90 times 0.4, 36, and want to place it? Yep, 36. So times 90 will give me 90%. So my friend who got 36 correct made a 90% on the test. Okay, so that's another way to solve. So what did we do? We went from 100% down to 1%, so we had to divide both by 100, and then we multiplied by 90 to get to 36, and 1% times 90 is 90%. So there you have it. All right, let's look at the next one, number 8. Let's see if this works pretty well. Ooh, perfect for me. Okay, so here we go. This is number 8. Bring it down. Tony bought a CD on sale for $3 off the original price of $15. What percent of the CD was marked down? Let's do our percent box. We've got 0 to 100%. And we know the original price was $15. And we know it was on sale for $3 off. So $3 off means that we are going to pay $12. So, right, the sale is $3 off. $3 off. So we have to pay $12. Okay? All right, so now we want to figure out what percent was the CD marked down. All right, so let's figure out what that be, what we'd have to pay. What percent would we have to pay? Okay, so let's look at our greatest common factor here between 15 and 12, and that would be a 3. So we want to get down to, we want to divide by 3 to get to, let's see, we want to go from what we know. Yep. So if I divide by 3, I'll get 5, and divide by 3 here. That's not very easy to do. How about we divide by, let's see what else we could divide by. Let's see. Let's say I divide by 5. Let's do that. Divide by 5, divide by 5. So 15 divided by 5 is 3. 100 divided by 5 is 20. So 20% is $3. So now how do I get from 3 to 12? Well, multiply times 4. So 20% times 4 will give me 80%. So 80% is what I have to pay. That's the pay part. Well, I got to figure out what plus 80 gives me 100%, because that would give me everything, right? Well, 20% would be the sale part, the $3 off. The sale part plus whatever you have to pay would give you 100%. So the sale is $3 off, or 20% off of the price, which is a pretty good deal, right? That's not so bad. Saving $3, that could, you could use that money other places. All right, number 9. Paper. Number 9. Serena got the same CD for $10.50 at the other store. This was 30% off the regular price. What was the original price? Well, let's draw our box again. 0 to 100%. 0. She got it for $10.50. $10.50, and that was 30% off. So that means she had to pay 70%. What was the original price? So we want to know what's the full price. What do we save? So let's see. If we can get down to 10% maybe, that would be easy. So let's divide by 7. Divide by 7. That will give us 10%. I don't know what 1050 divided by 7 is, so let's do the math over here. 1050 divided by 7. Well, 7 goes into 10 once, with a 3 left over, and bring that 5 down. 7 into 35 goes 5 times. Don't forget to put your decimal up. Nothing. And bring down our 0. 7 into nothing is $1.50. So 10% is $1.50. So now we want to get from 10% to 100. That means we're going to have to multiply times 10. 150 times 10 is, that means move our decimal one place over, $15. So the original price was $15 is how much Serena paid, or would have paid if she didn't have the 30% discount. Okay. All right, next one is number 10. Here we go. Number 10. Eric bought a book at a mystery series. It was 25% off of the original price of $15. How much did Eric pay for the book? All right, so let's take a look. Let's see if I can move this up a little bit. Maybe this way. Yes. Okay, good. All right, learning every day. All right, so Eric bought this. It was 25% off the original price of $15, and this is number 10. All right, so 0%, 100%. It's 25% off of the $15. $15 is the original price. So if it's 25% off, that means we have to pay 75%. Okay, so this is the part we're going to have to pay. This is the savings part. So that would be nothing, 0 to 15. All right, so let's try to figure out what we can divide these both by so we can figure out what the sale price would be. Well, if we can divide by what we know and by what we don't know, let's see, 100, and they both divide, we want to get down to 25%. So let's divide by 25%, is that right? Let's see. Our greatest common factor here between these two is 25. So if we divide by 25, maybe I'll get 4%. Okay, so that's what I want to do, is get to 4%, but then I got to multiply by, I don't know what to do here. Let me think for a minute. Why don't I go down to 10%? So let's divide by 10. 15 divided by 10, oops, not there, divided by 10 will give me 1.5. And then I want to get to 75%. Let's see. This one I might have to go back